Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is the Colossal Blotch mixed pansies. And this particular mix here is one that I did grow from seed back in 2015. And I do have videos on my channel for how I start my pansies from seed. And I do recommend that you chill your pansy seeds for 2 weeks before planting them. So what I do with my pansy seeds is I take them and I put the seed pack in a Ziploc bag, and I put the Ziploc bag in the refrigerator. And then after about 2 weeks, I take them out and I go ahead and plant them. Now, pansy seeds do need darkness to germinate, so you do want to keep that in mind when germinating pansies from seed. Now, the Colossal Blotch pansy mix, these particular pansies, they are a hybrid, so they will not seed true if they drop seeds. When you plant them in your garden, they'll come back and start reverting back to whatever they were crossed with. But I do love the color variations in the pansies themselves. These flowers get about 4 to 5 inches, and they come in white, yellow, red, rose, violet, blue, and purple. So they have a very nice color range for the colors that they come in, and they all have a dark blotch in them. Now, on average, they get about 4 to 5 inches, but for the flower size. Now, if you're not feeding your pansies, or if the soil is poor where they're growing at, your flowers will probably wind up smaller. So I had fed mine with just a simple Miracle-Gro all-purpose plant food, and I'll put a link down in the description for that. And these plants get about 5 inches tall. And I just love the colors that they had with them. I use these out in front of the door for like a little welcome thing. I planted them in a little barrel, and that's where I had them growing at. And they were just so cheery, like when you seen them. And pansies grow in full sun to part shade. Now these were pretty much growing in full sun, with the exception of probably around, I think, 4:30 they started getting some shade, but mostly they were in the sun. Now, to keep your pansies blooming, I do recommend that you remove the spent blossoms from them. And where I'm growing them at in Pennsylvania in Zone 5B, mine do continue to flower throughout spring, summer, fall. And again, if your pansies aren't getting enough food, they're not going to continue to grow. 2 things you want to watch out for is spider mites, which you'll see a lot of little webbing and little teeny things like crawling on the webbing. So you might need a magnifying glass to see them. And aphids do like pansies, so you have to watch out for them too. And you do want to keep the soil of your pansies moist but not soggy. Pansies don't like standing water. Most of your plants don't like to be in standing water. So if you do plant them in the container, just make sure that it has adequate drainage and that you're using a good draining potting mix. I do plant mine in Miracle-Gro potting mix for growing my pansies. And now you can also plant these in the ground, and they will self-seed most of the time if you let some of them go to seed. Being that this is a hybrid variety, again, it will not seed true, so it'll start going backwards. But sometimes you get something really neat when they start doing that, because they'll kind of cross back and forth, and you kind of never know what you're going to get when a hybrid starts reverting back. And this particular pansy here did bloom a lot for me, and you can see it had a lot of blooms on it. I think I had about 6 plants in that container. I think it was about maybe a 10 or 12-inch container. But I've seen pansies already where they kind of had like the container laying over, and they had the pansies planted in the ground, like they were spilling out of like a little barrel or a bucket or something like that, and that looked really neat for the landscaping. But if you've never tried the Colossal Blotch pansy mix before, I highly do recommend it. Beautiful colors, gorgeous large flowers on it. Now, one thing I do want to add real quick, if you're growing your pansies from seed, you do want to start them early. Pansies do take a while to go from seed to blooming. So I usually start mine about in December or January to make sure that I have them blooming by the time they go outside. So I hope you enjoyed my video on the Colossal Blotch mixed pansies. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the little notification button. I'll tell you when I put a new video on. You can also follow me on Twitter. I have a link down in the description for my Twitter account. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye!